Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today I'm going to do the DAZN preview for Saturday, May 29th, headlined by Haney and Jorge Linares for the lightweight championship of the world. We're going to get into the undercard real quick and take a look at what's going on there. I believe on the undercard we have a women's title fight. Again, I'm not too big into the women's stuff, but DAZN has done a good job of showcasing women's title fights, so just letting you know there is a women's title fight on the undercard. Now, the three fights I want to talk about. First, and it's probably the second best fight on the card, is Martin Ward of the United Kingdom is taking on Azinga Fuzil in an IBF final eliminator. And I know you don't know these guys very well, 130 pounders, super featherweight. But this fight is an interesting one because you got Fuzil, who fought Shavkat Rakhimov, who's actually fighting for the vacant title later on this year. He fought him and it was actually beating him on the scorecards when he got stopped by Rakhimov in the 8th round. So he's fighting to get back in the mix against Ward, who's only lost one fight in his career. He got stopped back in 2018 against James Tennyson. So we're going to see in this one who the better man is. Fuzil, kind of, I think he's 14-1, not a big resume, but he was fighting Rakhimov very well before he got stopped. And Rakhimov is, in my opinion, going to be our next IBF champion. So Fuzil could be setting himself up for a rematch with Rakhimov if Rakhimov wins the world title and Fuzil successfully defeats Martin Ward. And Ward can prove if that loss to Tennyson in 2018 was just a flash in the pan. He can prove if he's better than just being an okay and average fighter coming out of the UK. So we'll see what happens. That's on the undercard. I'm picking Fuzil to get the win here by a late stoppage or a decision and punch himself a ticket for a world title fight later in the year or early next year. So we'll see what happens. The next fight is Jason Quigley of the United Kingdom against Shane Mosley Jr. Interesting fight right here. Quigley, another decent fighter out of the United Kingdom against Shane Mosley Jr., who's, seems to be an average middleweight, trying to come out of his father's, shadow and prove that he's a legitimate contender. This is the kind of fight that the winner is going to push forward towards trying to get in the mix to become a legitimate contender. So we're going to see what happens Saturday on the 29th between these two. I don't know, and to be honest, I'm only mentioning this fight because it's on the undercard, and it's going to get a little bit of a push because it's Sugar Shane's son, but I'm not expecting much out of this. I'm picking Mosley Jr., but it really could go either way, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jason Quigley gets the win. And that's all about that one. So now, the main event, and it's one I'm very excited for. Haney, the undefeated WBC champion at lightweight. To me, he's more of a regular champion like the WBA has for their secondary belt. That's what Haney to me is at lightweight. I don't think he's a legitimate world champion. He got handed that world title when Vasily Lomachenko decided he wasn't going to defend that belt and was upgraded to franchise champion. And then when Lomachenko decided to fight Teofimo Lopez, because that fight made more sense for him, that's why he didn't fight Haney. The WBC said, well, that's really for our world title, but we already granted Haney champion status, so he's kind of the secondary champion. Well, he's still going to be that, or Linares is going to be that after this fight, but this fight is going to legitimize both these fighters. Now, Jorge Linares already is legitimate. He's former 3-division world champion. He's been there. He's done that. He's fought the best. He has a win over Luke Campbell, another top 10 lightweight. He has, decent victories at 130, 135, and at 126 earlier in his career. He's been in the ring. He knocked down Vasily Lomachenko. Only guy to ever do that. You know, so this guy is legit. Is completely legit. Very good fighter. Technically, very good fighter. One of the best boxers out there right now, and boxer-puncher combo also. The only thing that's held him back is surprise knockout losses over all the years. You know, starting at 130, he got surprised and got stopped in the first round. Then he got stopped in the second round of another fight. Against decent opposition, but nobody that on paper looked to be a threat to him. So now he's going in against Haney, who's an undefeated fighter on the rise. People are saying that he's legit, but Haney has not proved himself yet. He just hasn't. You know, he hasn't fought anybody near the level of Jorge Linares, and his biggest name that he has on his resume, in all honesty, is Yuriorkis Gamboa, and that was late last year, I believe in November, and he got a one-sided decision win over a 39-year-old former champion whose best years were at featherweight. So I was surprised by that one. I thought if he was completely legit that he should have knocked Gamboa out and left no doubt. And, you know, he didn't do that. So he's going to have a tall order in Linares right here. He's got a lot to prove against Linares to see if he's legit. And we're going to see, you know, on the 29th here, if Haney is completely legit and ready to establish himself, because I don't even have him ranked in the top 10 still. But a win here or even a close fight with Linares is going to legitimize him as a top 10 guy. And Linares, this is a chance to win another world title and keep himself completely on that upper tier level in a great division at lightweight. Lightweight is loaded. It's the third or fourth best division in boxing right now. And, you know, that division is on fire. And, you know, it's got some great fighters. It could lead, a win for either guy will lead to big fights in the future. And I really hope we see something happen soon, you know, for the winner of this fight. But they got to get through this fight first. You got Haney, a good boxer, technically sound, you know, never been on this level before, against Jorge Linares, a very skilled veteran who can still get the job done. So it's going to be, you know, interesting to see. Is it Haney's time or is it still Linares' time? We'll see on Saturday. My prediction on this fight, I'm going to pick Devin Haney by a close decision in this one. I think he is legitimate. I just think he's got to take certain steps. I think maybe Linares at 35, I believe he is now, he might be a little past it. But I would not be surprised if Jorge Linares pulled off the win. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he convincingly beat Devin Haney in this fight. So it really could go either way. Could a knockout happen on either side? Yeah, I could see either guy getting knocked out in this one. I don't know what Devin Haney's made of yet. I haven't seen him get hit by a real deal lightweight. Linares has that type of power where his combinations are so crisp when he's on it that he could really hurt you and put you down, and accumulation punching could hurt Haney too. Haney, though, he's kind of got that flash knockdown power too, but against lower level opposition. Does he have that against the top tier guys? This is all going to be answered, in my opinion, on Saturday. It's a really great matchup for the WBC World Lightweight Championship. And we'll see what happens. So Saturday, it all starts at 5 o'clock on DAZN. Make sure you're watching. Make sure you're paying attention. I hope you guys enjoyed it. True boxing. You've been hit with the truth.